Hey all you cool cats and kittens, today we're going to be working on the break from Brooklyn, the yeah. So to start with, we're going to take the first, let's have a look, first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes. As some of you might notice, that's actually the first few notes of the C minor scale that we looked at the other week, the C, D, E flat, F. So if you need some time to pause the video and just kind of refresh your memory on the 3-0-1-3 movement, you can. Just bear in mind for this, I'm starting with my ring finger on the 3rd fret. There. In theory, you don't really need many fingers to fret. It's not as difficult as it sounds, but it's just a bit of like a tongue twister, getting your fingers in the right place. Okay, so the first chunk is that C, 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 D, E flat. We'll try some call and response now. Do 60 beats per minute. I go, then you go. Brooklyn, 60 beats per minute, chunk 1. My turn. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. So for the second chunk, we're starting on the first D, so going D, E flat, F, D, E flat, C, D. So it's kind of doing the same pattern, but going down the notes each time you use it. So again, I'm just using, I only need these 2 fingers for that, and it's more a case of making sure that I'm using 2 fingers here to switch the strings more easily. So now just pause the video, take the time to practice. There, it's rattling. Pause the video now, and then in a few seconds I'll do it with a pulse. Okay, I'm going to presume that you've paused and practiced it. We're going to try a bit slower, 50 beats per minute for this one. I go, then you go. My turn. Ready? Your turn. My turn. Your turn. And I'm going to do chunk 1 this time at half of that speed. Still going to do 55 beats per minute, but instead of treating each note like a tiki-taka, we're going to do it like a te, since it's quite difficult to, well, when you're first learning, it's hard to get it there. The key to getting it to that kind of speed is to build your muscle memory. It's just to keep repeating it slowly. Until you're confident, until you can't get it wrong, and then you slowly add some, well no, you slowly add some speed. So now we're going to do it at 50 beats per minute, but half time. I'll go first to demonstrate. My turn. Go. My turn. Go. So with that, you don't have to loop it in the same way I do. You can drop out. You don't have to play along the entire time. If it helps, you can just listen. Okay, now we're going to put chunks 1 and 2 together to get almost the first bar of the break of the riff. Do it at 50 beats per minute. I go, then you go. 2, 3. Ready. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. My turn after 2, 3, 4. Ready. 2, 3, 4. Ready. My turn. 3, 4. Last time. 2, 3, 4. Good. Now chunk 3 is going to be the last 4 notes of the first bar, the 3, 0, 1, 4, and the second bar. The trick with this one is in the right hand as well. You've got string skipping. 3. Now what I'm doing a bit of, and I think I've mentioned it in other videos, I don't know if I've done it in this group, is raking, is using the same finger to go up and down the same string, raking. So for the 0, 1, 4, I'm using my middle finger the whole time. Just for economy of movement, it's easier, and yeah, for some people it's more intuitive as well, it's just more natural. So we're going to be practicing the 3, 0, 1. What you might want to do now is pause the video and just practice the 3-0-4 movement. For this, I'm actually using my little finger to get that 4th fret. If that is tricky and you have tried it, you can use your 4th finger instead. But it means more of a reach, more of a grab, whereas my little finger's already there. And it just sounds cleaner. But that's that might just come with practice. So, pause the video now to practice those movements. Okay, gonna presume you have, because we're going to now do the 3rd chunk, the 50 beats per minute, maybe half time, treating the semiquavers as quavers. 1, 2, my turn. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. My turn. Kind of lost the plot a bit there in terms of timing, but we're going to try it a bit faster now. Just that second part. No, sorry, third chunk. 2, 3, my turn. Your turn. Your turn. Now I'm going to be presuming that you've been playing that you have been pausing the video or like practicing these chunks away from this video, just kind of gaining familiarity, making sure you can play them well separately and then all together, because now we're going to be playing it all together, 50 beats per minute, the whole first line. 2, 3, my turn. Your turn. My turn. Last time. Do that first line, this time at 65 beats per minute. Okay, now we're going to be moving on to the second line where it starts on the E flat, and it's a similar kind of pattern with the alternating fingering there as well. So I think we'll kind of split it up into similar chunks where you've got the as our first chunk. It's going up the E flat major scale this time. So 60 beats per minute, chunk, second line chunk 1-ish. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. Your turn. I'm going to pause it there. Just like the other line, I'm using these two fingers. And I will for the majority of this line. For the next part of the second line, we'll break it up into the chunk. In the same way that, the same kind of movement as the line above it, or the line next to it, previous line. You've got the going up, down, 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 kind of pattern happening there. I'm still using these two fingers. So, if I were you, I'd pause the video and just practice. Doing that pattern there, that run. It's a bit of hand-eye coordination. It involves a bit of string skipping in your right hand as well. But it's worth practicing now. So just pause the video, spend some time on that, and then we'll play it to a pulse. Okay, I'm going to presume that you've paused the video at some point now, because I'm going to put on a metronome, 60 beats per minute, and we'll do that second chunk. 1, 2, my turn. Your turn. My turn. I did kind of skip ahead there and put two chunks into one, but because it's quite similar to the line above, I'm going to breeze past it. Use this time now to pause the video or just come back to it later, because now we're going to put the second line all together and play that to a pulse. And I can play it. I'm going to play that slower, albeit at a pulse. 60 beats per minute, metronome. 1, 2, my turn. Your turn, let's go. My turn. Your turn. My turn. Alright, this is what I've been waiting for. This is the whole of that Brooklyn riff. All together, 2 lines, 60 beats per minute. I go, then you go. Next line. Your turn. Next line. Brooklyn riff at 75 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4. This time, Brooklyn at 90 beats per minute. Have fun.